The story begins with the scene of an underground train platform. There was a huge rush at the platform. A small and thin girl named Evelyn was standing at the railway platform waiting for the train. After some time, she sensed the vibrations of the approaching train and she got nervous and excited. She was going to London to learn music as she had got admission in the Royal Academy of Music. Now she was in Scotland. Life in Scotland was not as fast as in London. She was about to do something that she always dreamt of. Evelyn was 17 years old. She belonged to a place that had more of farms and countryside. So she was nervous. She could not hear, and this was a bigger challenge for her. When she was 8 years old, her mother had noticed that something was wrong when she was waiting to play the piano. Her name was called out, but she didn't respond. Evelyn lost her sense of hearing in phases. In the beginning, when she could hear partially, she managed to hide this disability from her friends and teachers. When she was 11 years old, her marks started deteriorating. The headmistress requested her parents to take her to a doctor. When the doctor checked upon her, it was found that she had lost the sense of hearing due to some nerve disorder. The doctor advised her parents to get hearing aids for her and sent her to a special school for the deaf children. When Evelyn realized that she was not like other normal children, her world became colorless. But she was not going to give up. She was determined to lead a normal life and pursue her interest in music. One day she noticed a girl playing a xylophone and she decided to play it too. Most of the teachers discouraged her, but the percussionist Ron Forbes spotted her potential. He took two large drums and he tuned them to different notes. He then asked Evelyn to feel the music some other way. Suddenly, she realized that the upper part of her body, that is above the waist, she could feel the higher notes of the drum, and the part down from the waist could feel the lower notes of the drum. This is how she learned to sense different notes in different parts of her body. Hence, Ron Forbes taught her to respond to different sounds. She did a lot of hard work to become a good musician. She never looked back from that point onwards. She toured the United Kingdom and performed with a youth orchestra. She auditioned for the Royal Academy of Music and scored one of the highest marks in the history of academy. She decided to make music her life. Gradually, she shifted to solo performances. She received many top awards by the time she completed her 3 years course at the Royal Academy of Music. She was very humble and down to earth. In other words, it can be said that she was very simple. She became the most popular multi-percussionist of the world. Once, in an interview with the author, which lasted for nearly 2 hours, she never missed a single word that was spoken by the author. She spoke flawlessly with a Scottish accent. After all, she was not deaf from her birth. She even knew French and Japanese language despite her deafness. Her cheekbones, her hair, her fingertips, underneath her feet, in fact, every part of her body responded to music. In 1991, she was presented with the Royal Philharmonic Society's prestigious Soloist of the Year award. Now, to be at par with those people who could hear, who were classical musicians, Evelyn worked very hard. She even did charity by giving free concerts in hospitals and prisons. She even gave high priority to classes for young musicians. Once, Anne Richlin, who belonged to the Beethoven Fund for Deaf Children, said that Evelyn was an inspiration for those children who couldn't hear. She achieved much honors at a very young age. She was the one to bring the percussion instruments in front of the orchestra to perform on the stage. She had given enormous pleasure to millions. Evelyn's story is an inspiration for the differently abled who were motivated to fulfill their dreams as she did. That's all.